welcome to Dasta Memorial Stadium. We're at Rockhurst High School in Kansas City. And tonight's Ivy High School game of the week, an intrastate Catholic school rivalry game as you got St. Thomas Aquinas undefeated taking on 5-1 Rockhurst on their homecoming night. Hi everybody, Kevin White, Johnny Beck, and Bethany Bowman on the Ivy High School game of the week here on Spectrum News. Well, Rockhurst lost last week. They'll look to bounce back tonight. St. Thomas Aquinas a little up and down this year, still undefeated, but they've never beaten Rockhurst since 1991. What should we expect?
Well, looking to get their first win against Rockhurst. Last year, I think they thought they had it, up 28-0 at halftime, only to fall 45-44. Last second extra point got blocked. So Aquinas definitely is coming out here with the chip on their shoulder.
And time now for the Hy-Vee player profile. Running backs in the spotlight, and we'll start with Kalen Arndt. He is the fullback in the flex bone for Aquinas.
And Cal Arndt was having a really good season last year, got hurt in this game. This year, already close to 900 yards on the ground, over 6 yards per carry, 12 touchdowns. So he's a guy who's going to get the ball quite a bit for Aquinas tonight.
Rockhurst wants to throw it. Charlie Luce is their quarterback.
And he's got a lot of weapons out there on the offensive side. Charlie Luce is a guy who's got to go out there. He's got to manage the game. He's got a 68 completion percentage, so he does a good job getting the ball to his receivers. 12 touchdowns on the year as well.
Rockhurst taking on the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints. It's homecoming here at Rockhurst, and the opening kickoff coming up right after this. Coin toss going on at the 50-yard line. Your white hat tonight is David Fast.
Aquinas has won. They'll receive it this side. Fellas, shake hands. Good luck. We'll see the clock at zeros.
Beautiful night for football. 80 degrees here at 93rd and State Line. And there's the Hall of Famer, Randy Dreiling. Guy has 9 state titles, 7 at Hutchinson, 2 at St. Thomas Aquinas. That ties him with Eddie Crewell of Cape and Mount Carmel for the most in state history in the state of Kansas. And Kelly Dono, also a Hall of Famer himself, in his 5th year. After 19 years at Blue Springs, where he won 4 state titles. And his big deal tonight is, can we bounce back? I think they were humbled last week in that road loss to Blue Springs.
Yeah, definitely a game that, they could have went out there and won that game. Sometimes, you skip over a week and see Aquinas on the schedule the next week, but definitely got his team ready to go tonight.
You guys know what you said by any chance? 17. You know which building?
Homecoming, and the theme is Braveheart. For bagpipes, a lot of face paint, and a lot of kilts, and we are ready to go here. Will Callahan is your deep man.
Bob is got one going to college next year.
Looks like Oliver Priestland will kick off for Rockhurst. The home team in the blue and white. And the gold and white will be St. Thomas Aquinas. And this ball is muffed early on and covered up by Rockhurst near the 25-yard line. So early miscue on special teams. And covering it up for the Rockhurst special teams unit is Bud Fallon, starting linebacker tonight. That will not make that man very happy.
You see the ball in the air and gets underneath of it, just hits off of his shoulder pads and bounces right into the hands of the Rockhurst cover guy.
That was one of the backup running backs, I believe, Taylor, wasn't it?
Starting quarterback, Rockhurst, number 12, Charlie Luce.
Bud Fallon, 14, came up with that.
Charlie Luce in the offense, averaging 29 points per game, 324 yards per game. And let's send it down to our sideline reporter. Here's Bethany Bowman.
Thanks, guys. Well, we know two things about St. Thomas Aquinas: a great run game and maybe an even better run defense. So for Rockhurst last week, coming off of a season-low rushing performance, just 40 yards on the ground, I wanted to know, will they look to air it out a little more? Coach Kelly Donahoe says no, they still want to get back to that ground game. He thinks they're at their best when they do. Blue Springs ran a defense they're a little unfamiliar with, and while he complimented a very solid Aquinas defense, he says at least they're a little more familiar with it. Something's got to give, and I think it's got to be who executes their game plan a little better.
Loose, passing to the sideline, and it is caught. And that is Kevin Sullivan, the tight end. Has missed some time with a high ankle sprain, back in the lineup. And it's still going to be 8-yard gain, so that'll be a first down.
Good throw on the run there by Charlie Luce, and good footwork by Sullivan, able to get those feet down and bounce.
We've got Riley Sullivan, the top wide receiver. Kevin Sullivan is the tight end. Now Declan, their little brother, the sophomore, starting at left guard. Here's Pierce Fisher off the left side, pounds his way inside the 10-yard line. Fisher is their leading rusher on the season at 446 yards, 5.1 yards per carry. But they'll also use Bo Newberger. It'll be second down and 4. Johnny mentioned in the open last year's game, Rockhurst down 28-0, rallied to win in overtime, 45-44. Rockhurst has never lost to St. Thomas Aquinas. Here's the fullback, Newberger. Freight trains ahead inside the 5. And it'll be first and goal down to the 2-yard line. Bo Newberger, 6 foot 205, a tough tackle for the Saints defense.
Well, and that's why Rockhurst wants to get back to running the football. And Coach Donahoe talked about that. He's got a lot of weapons back there, but he also has the contrast of Pierce Fisher, who's going to be more of your slasher, and then you've got Newberger, who's just going to run right through you. You know, and we got Cash Lewandowski and Von Pham we haven't even talked about. So a lot of guys they can put in that backfield for Rockhurst.
Put it at the 3 officially. Toss sweep right side. Fisher not going to get there. Zion Thornton grabbed him around his waist and threw him down. Steve Rampy, the new defensive coordinator for this Saints team in his first year, former Blue Valley head coach, 40-plus years of teaching and coaching, also coached at Lawrence High and Staley, and was the offensive coordinator for the Gorillas of Pitt State. So he is 68 years old now, and good to see him back on the sidelines. He had a car accident this summer. I was checking on him in the film room earlier this week. He's doing good. See him back. Here's Fisher. Makes the first man miss, but his gang tackled down after little or no gain. So now it's going to be third down and goal. There's Coach Rampy. Looks a little weird. I told him in that Aquinas blue and gold. I've always seen him in the Blue Valley black.
You see Joseph Walker there with the initial penetration in the backfield. Drew Humfeld finishes it off, tackle for loss, and now we've got third and goal from the 3-yard line.
Fake the toss, Loose throws into the end zone, and it's going to be intercepted. That is Dallas Cahill taking a knee, and Loose, who had 2 interceptions last week, throws an interception in the end zone, and that will be his 5th of the year. So Rockhurst denied, trying to take advantage of a special teams miscue on the opening kickoff by the Saints.
Again, you see the defensive end just crashing down right there. Kind of forces Charlie Luce to a tough throw off his back foot, not able to get enough underneath of it. Aquinas' defense able to stop Rockhurst with a good field position.
LZ Slaughter and the flexbone offense of the Saints come out. They got a fullback and 2 wings. And it'll be Arndt. He is their top rusher, 6.2 yards per carry. And Arndt, one of the fastest guys on the team. Had a split time last year with Gianni Rizzi. Still put up nearly 500 yards and 4 touchdowns. Offense will just grind on you, Johnny. It's not the flashiest. They'll hit you 3 or 4 yards and use the clock. As there you take a look at their quarterback, Elsie Slaughter. If you see him up close, he is a big dude, actually being recruited to play linebacker in the college ranks. And Slaughter not securing the ball well. It's a little bit on the play before Kevin Sullivan wraps him up, the defensive lineman.
And you go back and talk about this Aquinas offense. It's so hard for an opposing team to get enough reps and good looks during the week because they run it so well. And right now you're seeing Rockhurst do a good job of getting early penetration on that front line and disrupting this running game.
Vinny Careswell, speaking of former coaches, is the first-year defensive coordinator, former League Summit West coach for Rockhurst. They're giving him about 17 points per game. To the running to the outside. Not going to be enough. Braden Kiley. Braden Conley, beg your pardon. And it'll be a 4th down, and they still need 3 yards. D-back will be Pierce Fisher to retrieve the punt of Barron Gavin. High and short on the punt. Fisher vacates the area, and it takes a nice Saints roll inside the 30. And it'll stop near the 26-yard line. So good roll and a good punt. 47 yards, no return. And we'll see Rockhurst back on the field. Well, thus far, a defensive struggle. As Charlie Luce threw an interception on his first drive. So let's see what the offense for the Hawklets. Now -3 in turnover ratio. Charlie Luce, a backup last year to Ethan Hansen, and he's a team captain. And you're gonna run it. And this is Cash Lewandowski, the super sophomore transfer in from Blue Valley Southwest. Gets a couple on the run. Also a very good wrestler. They got a couple of kids from Blue Valley Southwest that they'll incorporate. Blake Thomas, Garrett Miller, and Cash Lewandowski.
And Cash is a guy who's going to play basically every snap of this game, whether it's on offense, defense, or special teams. Just a special kid as a sophomore.
Charlie Luce rolling, throwing, and in and out of the receiver's hands, incomplete. That was Von Fahm who couldn't hang on there, as Cahill had the coverage for the Saints, who had that interception earlier.
You go back and take a look again, throwing off 1 foot there, but those are good pass to the sideline. Fahm not able to bring that in. Still 3rd manageable here for Rockhurst as they look to pick up a 1st down here and keep this drive going.
Right on the ready here, right.
Well, there's some question about where the ball should be spotted here. I thought it was an incomplete pass, 3rd down and 8. They've got on the chain gang 3rd down and looks like about 4. So this is what the discussion is all about. Now they'll move the
down box move. The play was incomplete. We'll go back to the 28. It'll be 3rd down.
So yeah, it is 3rd down and 8. So they moved it prematurely. So now it's 3rd down and long for Rockhurst. He's off to a 5-0 start, but lost on the road last week to Blue Springs. As here's Luce gunning it down the field looking for Sullivan. He makes the catch on the sideline. What a catch over the shoulder by Riley Sullivan, the leading pass catcher. Now there is a flag down back near the line of scrimmage, so this may be coming back.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
After discussion, the player was legally not downfield. Complete, it'll be first down Rockhurst.
So I guess they thought there was an offensive lineman downfield, but they talked about it after the discussion, he said, and here's a big pass play, 40 yards to Riley Sullivan.
And you see the accuracy right there by Luce. Staying patient, keeping his eyes down the field. Great pass and catch, picking up the first down for Rockhurst.
And running play, Bond Bomb. No, check that. That is Cash Lewandowski, I beg your pardon. And he has a burst to him. This guy, one of the faster guys on the team, 4.5, 4.6 in the 40. And he'll run for a first down to the 22-yard line. It's an 11-yard gain by Cash, who Johnny mentioned he's a versatile player. We'll see him play some linebacker. He can play a wide receiver position for you. He can play running back. So he is a valuable guy, number 15 for Rockhurst. There's Charlie Luce calling his own number for a couple.
And you talk
Harrison Krause making the stop.
Yeah, and you talk about both teams up front. They've got to win the offensive line for the running games to get going. But we know the athleticism and the talent on the defensive lines, and it's going to be something to watch the whole night here as both teams really trying to get this run game established.
Krause playing tonight. Speedy recovery to Joey Goodnow. The All-State defensive end is out with a concussion, so he cannot play tonight. Excellent track athlete, and then shot and disc. Pass to Sullivan, and it'll be a yard shy of the first down. But Goodnow is out, and Krause is in on that defensive line. That's a big loss for the Saints defense. And Sullivan, another big catch for Rockhurst.
Yeah, and you go back to Joey Goodnow. I mean, he's definitely a kid who, he sets the tone on the defensive line now that Kyan Payne's gone and some of those other guys. And, definitely a guy that you're going to miss. But, these really good football programs, they've got guys that can fill the void.
And they'll go with the fullback, and nothing doing. As snuffing it out is Joe Walker, the Will linebacker, and he is one of their top tacklers on the team. 26 total tackles, and now it's fourth down, Johnny.
Yeah, you're definitely in four-down territory here. Again, talk about you got to be able to pick up these 2-yard gains you see here at the last play. Just again, a lot of penetration. Joseph Walker again with the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Rockhurst is going to take a timeout and talk this over.
So timeout taken by Kelly Donahoe and Rockhurst. As special homecoming night. The alumni are back in town. We got some awards to give out. They're going to put some Hall of Fame inductees in and give out a couple awards tonight. So this place is packed as everybody back in to celebrate homecoming week here at Rockhurst. Look at the pavilion there. Wow. It is packed to the gills. Coach Severino's got to be up there somewhere. I saw him earlier tonight. He's probably telling some old football stories. He actually has duties tonight. Nathan Shieldhouse is going in the Hall of Fame here at Rockhurst, and he is going to step in and accept his Hall of Fame inductee award for his former quarterback, Nathan Shieldhouse, who's coaching with the Los Angeles Rams. He's a special assistant, pass specialist, and an offensive assistant coach. Fourth down out of the timeout. They'll give it off to Lewandowski, and he's snuffed out. He is denied. They shut him down. I think it was O'Donnell, the safety, came up, met him right in the hole, and said, nope. And ball over on downs to the Saints defense now.
Again, another big stop for this St. Thomas Aquinas defense. Rockhurst now has been inside the 20-yard line twice, but no points to show for it. And again, we talk about those guys up front. They're going to make it tough to pick up those third and fourth short yardage situations.
Now this defense, coached by the legendary Steve Rampy, will take a look at the video. Toss sweep. And this is another speedy back. This is Will Callahan. Rockhurst very aware of Art, saying he is their best player, but this guy very dangerous as he runs for a first down. Will Callahan averaging 10.1 yards per carry.
And as a defense, you know, you're so worried about in between the tackles. You get these guys on that outside sweep, and you see the speed that Callahan has, able to pick up big yards on that toss play.
Sullivan finally wrapped him up, but not after he got it out to the 35-yard line. He went for 21 in a heartbeat. As it'll be 1st and 10. This is Arndt. If you're not familiar with the flex bone, Johnny, you got those wings on the edges, but the fullback gets most of the carries. What's your thoughts on the flex bone? We see Gardner Edgerton employed. They won a state championship last year. Saints use it. They won a state championship in 4A. It must be doing something right.
Yeah, I definitely think it's, you know, an offense that's really hard to scout against, especially when you don't have the guys on that side, you know, to give you the looks. And, you know, we've seen it, like you just said. St. Thomas Aquinas has won a state championship. When Shawnee Mission East won, they were running this. So definitely an offense that works in the high school rankings.
Quarterback keeping it. LZ Slaughter got a short gain. LZ was one of the wing guys last year. He was on the edge of the line of scrimmage, and now he is the quarterback, and they say he's really improved. He had their second leading rushing total last year at 625 yards as a wingback and 3 touchdowns. It's now 3rd down and 7. Scoreless first quarter, Saints and Hawklets. Slaughter, the pitch, Callahan to the edge, Rockhurst there, and Callahan makes the first guy miss, the second guy got him, and no first down. Let's check in with Bethany.
Thanks, guys. Well, as you mentioned, LZ Slaughter, it is his first time ever playing quarterback. Coach Dreiling telling me that, yeah, he never played. And I said, well, did you approach him and say, do you want to play quarterback? He said, I wish I could take some credit for that. But he came to me and said, hey, Coach, I can play this position. And Coach Dreiling took a look at him. He's 6'3", 206 pounds. And he said, hey, I think that'll work. And he said he's done a really nice job this season stepping into that role.
Lewandowski to retrieve the punt of Gavin. Cash muffs it. Ball on the deck. Covered up by Cash at the 26-yard line. 36 yards on the punt, but Lewandowski having trouble fielding it. Wind not a factor tonight, but Gavin does get a lot of height on the ball.
I was getting ready to say his hang time was really good. And sometimes, you know, if you haven't played against a punter that's got good hang time, you get a little antsy underneath that ball. Just wondering when those cover guys are going to get down there. And I'm sure that's something they'll talk to Cash about on the sidelines. You got to make sure you secure that ball first and foremost.
So Charlie Luce back out. His 3rd series through an interception on his first. Got stopped on a 4th down play on his second. So Rockhurst missed opportunities thus far. As they'll go jet sweep. And this is Blake Thomas. This kid that's battled injuries. Had a shoulder injury to start the year and had back issues, but he's a big play guy. He scored 3 touchdowns against Olathe North, so they want to get him the ball. And I was talking to the Saints defensive coaches. They're very aware of Blake Thomas and how dangerous he is.
Yeah, and he's one of the ones that came over with Cash and Garrett Miller, and, you know, he's a guy that is obviously a playmaker on the offensive side of the ball. So, yeah, I could definitely see any opponent's going to scout him pretty well.
He got 7, 2nd down and 3. And this is Newberger, Bo Newberger, the fullback. Now, in week 1 against St. Pius, we saw him catch the ball really well, but he is a fullback, blocks a lot, but he's a multi-dimensional guy, number 33, Bo Newberger.
And we've seen these Rockhurst fullbacks through the years. some of the most athletic guys on the team. They take a lot of pride in being the fullback in this offense.
It'll be 3rd down and 1. As the clock winding down, Rockhurst will wait to snap it in the second quarter. End of 1 on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Spectrum News. Ready for the start of the second quarter on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Johnny Beck and Bethany Bowman. I'm Kevin White, and it'll be a 3rd down and short. 3rd down and 1. Rockhurst's 3rd drive of the game. Trying to convert on a 3rd down and short, and they're not going to do it. Pierce Fisher is blown up in the backfield. A lot of penetration there.
Joseph Walker again in the backfield. That's his 3rd or 4th tackle for loss. And again, this kid is just shooting up the field, disrupting this running game. Again, you see the penetration there. Just kind of blows by the fullback.
The fullback's supposed to block him. Newberger missed him. And
Harrison Krause finishes off the tackle.
So Rockhurst went for it on 4th down. Last series, they will punt now. Callahan is your punt returner. Bo Newberger sends it down the field. And this one will make its way inside the 20-yard line and get down near the 15, make it the 14-yard line. So if you don't field it, 50-yard punts are in the offing, and that's what they got. So St. Thomas Aquinas and their offense coming out.
Yeah, I mean, Rockhurst able to flip the field there.
Yeah.
52 yards on the punt.
50-plus yard punt. You know, put your defense in a good position here. Aquinas is now starting inside their own 15-yard line.
Now we've seen the punt returners have trouble fielding the ball, and they're letting it hit, and it's getting a nice field turf roll. And the Saints will start backed up at the 14, 1st and 10. Arndt is the fullback, the 2 wings. Callahan going in motion. This is Slaughter, and he is a big guy. Brought down from behind.
Slaughter on the carry. Back on number 43, Jeb Ketting.
Jeb Ketting in the ball game. Getting some action tonight. Ketting was not slated to start the game. Fallon was going to start. Ketting back in the ball game, though. Good to see that. Number 43 in blue for Rockhurst. And this is Arndt, tripped up on the play. Coming up from the secondary is look like Fisher there. So Fisher, a 2-way guy, along with Lewandowski.
Fisher to make the tackle, but aren't able to pick up enough for the 1st down. And see if that doesn't build a little bit of momentum here for the St. Thomas Aquinas offense. We know a pass play is coming up at some point, as they like to sprinkle in a pass play about every 10 to 15 run plays.
And we 1st and 10 after the runs. New set of downs. Arndt grabbed by Ketting. Ketting is their 2nd leading tackler.
Ketting was going after that ball. It looked like he was wrestling with Arndt all the way down to the ground, but Arndt able to keep both hands on the ball. But Ketting's such a tough player. Good to see him out there tonight.
Still a typical gain, 3 or 4 yards in a cloud of dust with this flex bone offense. They just grind you down the field and then hit you with a play action pass. As here's Arndt to the 30. Kevin Sullivan on his back, the Division I prospect, makes the stop.
Number 88, Kevin Sullivan. Gain of 2 brings up 3rd down and 4 at the 30.
3rd down and 4. Saints muff the opening kickoff of the ball game. Rockhurst was not able to convert. They threw an interception on their 1st drive. Turnovers even at 1 apiece. As hurdling the pile and getting a 1st down is Arndt. Arndt, once again, 6.2 yards per carry. He's had a long run of 49, not the most big play guy, but shows good balance here and able to get over the pile and get the first down.
And again, that's something that Cal Arndt possesses, is the nose for the first down. And right there, he knows where he has to get to. Athletic enough to break through that tackle and pick up just enough for the first down.
Play action. Here's that long throw. The left-hander in trouble, and he goes down as there was pressure in the backfield. That was Jack Manning, and he kind of just knocked him off balance, and he stumbled down. Manning doing the Braveheart look on the field along with the fans in the crowd, but he'll get credit for the sack here.
Yeah, and LZ Slaughter didn't really know what to do because Manning was in his face right as he got to his drop, but able to hold on to that ball. Jack Manning coming in there looking for that strip sack.
Committed to Army is Manning as they go with Arndt again. Pushing and shoving after the play is Bernard, and Ketting getting into it there, the tight end and the Mike linebacker.
Yeah, and you hear the coaches on the sideline just telling the guys to get back to the huddle. How many times do we see guys getting those 15-yard penalties after the play and just destructive for any drive, offense or defense?
Well, if you're Rockhurst, this is where you want the flex bone in. 3rd down and 12. 3rd down and behind the chains. They'll go with Callahan. Callahan steps to the outside, and Sullivan will have none of it. Tackle for a loss by Kevin Sullivan, the junior.
Can you talk about one of those two-way players for Rockhurst? Kevin Sullivan already has a big catch on the night. Big defensive play, forcing St. Thomas Aquinas into another punting situation.
Well, after 89 points scored, 45-44, this has turned into a defensive struggle as it'll be Gavin to punt it away again. We've seen him get the ball high in the air. This one spiraling, and again, Rockhurst does not field it. I don't think the punt returners are seeing the ball, and punters are having a field day. And yards after it bounces, 42 yards on the punt, no return, and we've only seen one punt field, and that was muffed by Lewandowski. So
yeah,
what's the rule, Johnny? If you can't for sure get it, then just let it hit, and we don't want to muff. And I think the guys are just saying, well, not feeling comfortable, I'm going to let it hit and roll.
And it's always the ones that you don't field that roll out 20, 25 yards, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, ever since field turf, and Rockhurst was the first school to have field turf, the punters' yards per punt average has increased by a good margin. As Charlie Luce and the offense back out, flags fly as the stopped in mid-motion here is David Fast, again your crew tonight.
Prior to the snap, false start. Offense, 5-yard penalty remains. First down.
Rest of the crew: Kelly Martin, Colton Jones, Sean McKinney, and Matt Simons. So Rockhurst will be behind the chains. 1st and 15 for Coach Donahoe. Said we got humble last week at Blue Springs. Do we bounce back or do we get in a funk? This is an important game for Rockhurst. Loose. Rolling to his strong side, throws it. This is Pham, and he got lit up on the sideline there as big hit there by Crew Huenfeld, and probably their most valuable defensive player this year. 24 tackles, 1 sack, 13 hurries, and how about this big hit on the sideline?
Yeah, and Von Pham's not an easy guy to take down.
Boom.
See
Oh,
right
man.
there. Just kind of squared him up. I think Pham saw him coming. Deliver a big hit there. That sideline for Aquinas pumped up.
And it's 2nd down and long pass incomplete, but Luce got hit from behind by Andrew Ham, the Mike linebacker. Also, Connor O'Donnell. Let's see. Let's take a look here. As O'Donnell, no, I think it was Ham.
Yeah, Ham came on the blitz, able to get through, and Charlie Luce fortunate enough that ball wasn't intercepted as it kind of came out. A little wobbly. Fortunate for Rockhurst, able to hold on to the football.
Say Ham's their most improved player. 20 total tackles. Now 3rd down and long. Looping pass looking for Sullivan. Oh, can't make the over-the-shoulder grab. Coverage by LaDrew Morrell. So they hit with a 40-yarder earlier. This time they can't connect. Yeah, Sullivan can't reel it in. 4th down.
Heck of a play by Morrell. See him here at the last second. Good throw by Charlie Luce. Puts it in the one spot he can put it, but that's a heck of a play. It's what you're taught as a defensive back. If you can't make a play on the ball, once that ball hits the hands, try and get that ball out.
Newberger to punt. And it's become a punter's game here. Callahan gonna let this one hit. This one takes a Rockhurst roll, or I should say a Saints roll. Rockhurst got a bad bounce there. Beg your pardon. As that ball just dove and ended up going backwards. It looked like about a 36, 35-yard punt, but ends up being 29. So the Saints catch a break there. As usually that ball just bounds forward. If you don't field it, you get, 8 to 15 yards extra yardage. This time it hit and went the way of the Saints as they'll take over now at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10, flex bone offense. Callahan in motion. Arndt to the edge, needs a block, and he's able to turn the corner. And then Sullivan wraps him up. Sullivan closing in on double figures tackles here in the first half.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job, Sullivan, of working sideline to sideline. Looked like Cal Arndt was going to be able to turn the corner here. As good blocking on the perimeter there. And see Sullivan just working the line of scrimmage, able to make a play.
Well, he dinged up his ankle in that Week 1 win against St. Pius, and it was more serious than they thought. He's missed several games, but they have him back in the lineup. I think it was a high ankle sprain. As they go end around here, and Rockhurst able to read it nicely, as that is Yankovic, the wide receiver. Big, tall, angular kid. But Fisher able to seal the edge. And able to get 4 yards. Didn't get much, but got the 1st down. As take a look at Yankovic. Nice play by Fisher. Just going both ways tonight.
Again, this Aquinas offense, they're gonna get you going in every single direction that you can imagine. Right there, able to string it out. Yankovic able to pick up that 1st down.
Arndt, hard run. And then just grabbed by his waist and pulled back, as that was Mozina, the nose guard. And still, though, it's a quiet 4 yards, and that's what Coach Donahoe said this week, is this is what they want to do. Grind you with these 3 and 4 yard carries, run the clock, and this is what we need to get them off the field, though. And he said the key to beating a flex bone team, you got to get them behind the stakes, get them behind on the scoreboard. This is Callahan, and Rockhurst right there. Nice play by Moylan, the safety man, number 38. And it'll be a big-time tackle for a loss. Max.
And you see him fight through the blocker there to make the play. That's a heck of a play by Moylan.
Body slam there.
And this is what you talked about. You got to get Aquinas in 3rd and long situations. Force them into passing situations. And right here, for Rockhurst, keeping an eye on number 84, Michael Bernard, and keeping an eye on number 11, Brett Yankovic.
They don't pass much. Here's Slaughter, the left-hander, throws a screen pass to Arndt. And he is ridden down. Like coming over there and making the stop was Gage Nelson from the defensive line as he's able to come back and make the play. It's going to be 4th down and 3, looks like, here, as they had pressure by Mosina. And a nice play by Gage Nelson. They say he's one of the strongest guys on the team. And he gets tackle number 45 on the year, does number 44.
So Aquinas is going for it on 4th down here. 4th and about 3. Keep this drive alive.
Give it off to Arndt, 1st down and more. As he is finally tripped up by Bernstein, the rover man, but...
This is what you talk about, Kev. This is the grind it out. Not looking for the big home run hitters. They're just looking to keep this offense moving down the field. Just kind of wear you out. Pop that big one. Again, you see the strength and stamina of Cal Arndt. Seems like he's getting stronger as this game's going on.
Well, now you got to manage the clock. Now Rockhurst will take their 2nd timeout. But you've got a minute and some change left in your first half. As it'll be the Saints with a new set of downs here at the 33-yard line. And the game of the week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, and Hy-Vee's proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Dasta Memorial Stadium, Severino Field. We're at 93rd and State Line in Kansas City. Rockhurst High School playing host to St. Thomas Aquinas. Intra-state battle, homecoming for Rockhurst. Big crowd tonight. Those are the Saints fans on the visiting side. Rockhurst side in their Braveheart attire. Fun Friday night of football in the metro area. There's the Braveheart guys. Luckily, it's still in the upper 70s as they're going shirtless tonight. And there's Arndt right up the gut.
Yeah, you wonder
about
if that
3
goes into the selection of what the theme is based on the weather, right?
Well, yeah, I can't believe it's still in the... Going to be 90 degrees tomorrow, and it's mid-October. Here's Arndt to the edge, and he hurdles a defender, and Arndt tight ropes the sidelines for a nice gain. It's a 1st down run by Callan Arndt. He is a junior. He's a quick kid. He's 194, so he's a thick kid as well.
And you see the athleticism here. He's just building confidence with each rush he gets, and starting to pick up a little bit of momentum here if you're Aquinas.
Yeah, it's a 10-yard run and a new set of downs as they're in the red zone. The 19-yard line, 1st and 10. Whistles prior to the snap.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense. It's a 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Coach Dreiling not happy with that. So 1st and 15 with the flag on the Saints. Dylan Jackal is the 1st-year offensive coordinator for this flex bone offense. He and Coach Dreiling were grinding away in the weight room, watching the practice tape this week. And here's Arndt. Gang tackle at the 20, and most of you saying, well, all coaches are grinding watching the tape. Watch Coach Dreiling watch the tape with your offensive coordinator. It's, I don't know, it's next level stuff as he is spotting every little minute detail. And this is practice with the drone shot from the practice field. He is a tactician. He's a Hall of Famer, 9 state titles. As we've got a timeout. As you take a look at it, well, they're speaking of drones. We got them all over the place tonight, but they have them on the practice field. And Saints have a new practice area, field turf, track over there. It's pretty nice.
Wait,
Parking lot, still a little work in progress. They were still working on that. As there you see the young lady that flies the drone. As she is the lady that, yeah, I was there at practice. She's a good flyer of the drone. She landed the drone when I was there at the practice. And she is the drone specialist for St. Thomas Aquinas. So after the timeout, first for the Saints, they still have 2 left, facing 2nd down and 10 now. Got that penalty, and now Slaughter in trouble, and scrambling, and gonna be sacked. Mozina wrapped him up. It was Declan Sullivan had the first contact. And
got a penalty flag in the middle
there
of
is
the
a
field.
flag down, as Johnny mentioned, that's near the 17-yard line. It's further down the field. And now Coach being told to get off the field by David Fast as they're sorting out this penalty. He's bouncing back between his officials, talking about it. Must be a big call.
During the play, personal foul, defense, 15 yards from the previous spot, half the distance, it's down, timeout, St. Thomas Aquinas, their 2nd charge, timeout of the half.
So the penalty was 15 yards on Rockhurst. Let's see if we can see what happened. Gage Nelson there, and Mozina.
Yeah, the flag was about 10 yards in front of where that happened.
Yeah, it was further down the field. It was inside the 20-yard line, so something happened. And now the Saints will have the ball. Looks like they're spotting it just inside the 10-yard line. Let's take a look. Maybe it was a linebacker here, Ketting. Let's see.
Those two have been going
Yeah,
at
they've
it.
been going at it. The tight end, Bernard and Ketting, have been battling all night. And maybe it was just a push in the back, but now they're trying to get the chain gang figured out. They're talking to the chain gang. It'll be 1st and 1. That's interesting. Seen that one in a while. So the chain gang is set 1st and 1, but the clock a big issue right before halftime. Slaughter going to throw, finds his man. That's his tall wide receiver, 6'3", a $173, Yankovic, for a short gain, and we'll get another timeout by the Saints.
Aquinas has 1 timeout left. You got 18 seconds left to go. See the pass play here to Yankovic. Good open field tackle there.
Bowen with the stop. Badger Bowen. Tough as nails, undersized cornerback. Sure tackle. And I think Coach Darling wanted Yankovic to slant more there, because he, when he came to the sideline, he got an earful from Coach Darling.
Obviously, Michael Bernard, he's a big target. A guy for Rockhurst to keep an eye on, and obviously we saw Yankovic in the passing game. You still do have the timeout left, so you're not taking the running game out of it quite yet.
No, there's no timeouts for Aquinas. They're
That was
0.
their-
Yeah, that was their last one. So, yeah,
They're going
that's
to be putting the ball in the air then.
otherwise, their kicker is Michael Dorfler, a sophomore. as long as 29 on the year. But Saints trying to get points before halftime on the road. 5-0 on the year. Coach Dreiling said we're kind of like the Chiefs. Not always the best looking team. Sometimes we win ugly, but we do win. We're 5-0. Out of the timeout, it'll be 1st and goal. Last play was a 1st and 1. So it's 1st and goal from the 6-yard line. Saints. Slaughter, the left-hander, quick pass, complete to Arndt, into the end zone, touchdown Saints. Kellen Arndt, only his 2nd catch of the year, but it's a big one. 6-yard receiving touchdown for the Saints, and they strike on the road first as Kellen Arndt, their star fullback, shows off the receiving skills. Well, they went to their best player, and it pays off. Arndt, receiving touchdown. Dorfler PAT try, splits the upright. 7-0 Saints just before halftime.
We saw the pass play to Cal Arndt on that 3rd and long. Kind of kept that drive going for St. Thomas Aquinas, and then go right back to them when they need it. Get that touchdown right before halftime.
Well, that was your typical double figures drive. But 12 plays, 57 yards. Nearly 5 minutes off the clock, but capped by a pass. You don't see too many passes, and that is only the 2nd touchdown pass of the year by Slaughter.
Yeah, Cal Arndt just kind of gets lost over there in the open, in the flats, and able to finish it off as you see his athleticism. As he hurdles the defender getting in the end zone. And this kid's only getting stronger as the game's going on.
Dorfler to kick it off for the Saints. Fisher is your deep man. Fisher on a hop from the 10-yard line on the Rockhurst return. As running room, Bryce Fisher to midfield. The kicker can't get him out, still working the sidelines. And he's inside the 30-yard line. And the clock runs out. So all for naught. A great return as 62 yards, but they don't get the field goal team out because the clock runs out before you can get out of bounds.
Yeah, that would have been a long field goal. I definitely don't want to knock the hustle there. Almost was able to break that for a touchdown.
7-0. The Saints leading as we send it down to Bethany.
Coach, 1 touchdown on the board there in the first half. It belongs to your team. How much of a grind to get it?
It's been a struggle, obviously. They're doing some different things, and man, we finally figured some things out, but we got to sustain drives, penalties. Our defense must be doing a great job. I haven't got to watch it because I've been back there, but they must be doing a good job.
What other adjustments to your team in the second half?
Oh, well, I thought we wouldn't pass, but we did again. So we got to take advantage of what they're giving us, and that's not much right now.
Thanks. Good luck.
7-0 halftime lead. St. Thomas Aquinas has never beaten Rockhurst. 0-11, small sample size, but still an important stat for the Saints as they're on the road trying to beat Rockhurst on their 2024 homecoming night. Hy-Vee at the half comes up right after this.
Joined here with Coach Tony Severino, stepping in tonight for Nathan Shieldhouse, now a member of the Hall of Fame, along with yourself. Coach, what can you tell us about Nathan and his playing days?
Well, Nathan's one of those guys. I had always told my son, Jeff, that he was probably the best quarterback I coached. Then when I got Nathan, I said, Jeff, you're number 2. I said, he was by far, he was so much fun to coach. I had him when he was 9 years old in my football camp every year. And I had no idea he was coming to Rockhurst. And when he got here, he just took over. He started for 4 years for us, 2 years in the secondary and 2 years at quarterback. And he's just special. Then when he went to Illinois, he started 4 years there. Just an awesome young man. I just talked to him yesterday, and he asked me to step in for him. I said I'd be honored.
A Simone Award winner, Gatorade Player of the Year, led you guys to a state championship. When he moved over to quarterback, just what made him special at that position?
Well, he's just so smart. He's so smart and he's so athletic, so he could run, he could throw, but he just knew the game. And that was the beauty of him. You knew once you called something that it was going to get done.
Most people would be here for their Hall of Fame induction, but he is coaching with the Rams. Pretty good excuse. How exciting is it to see him with an NFL program?
Oh, it's great. I can't wait to go to a game. I'm looking forward to going out to California, maybe seeing him play. He called me and told me, he said, Coach, we're 1-4. He said, I don't think I can get away, but we're going to get it turned around.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thanks for being here tonight in lieu of Nathan. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Good to see the coach there with Bethany, and a nice return by Pierce Fisher for Rockhurst. And the third quarter is underway as he takes it out to the 30-yard line. And now let's see offensively what Rockhurst can do with a couple of missed opportunities in the first half of this offense.
Yeah, we saw the running game get going early, but then looked like that St. Thomas Aquinas defense got stingy on him. So we'll see if they elect to throw the ball a little bit more the second half.
Charlie Luce is your quarterback. He'll run it. Not effectively, as Saints defense is coming up big. Cash Lewandowski got whacked on the play. We heard that one all the way up here. O'Donnell and Ham collaborate on the stop. No gain, second down and 10.
Yeah, that's a collision. You talk about Cash Lewandowski, is a lot of power behind that, but go against two of these guys, it's tough to break through. And saw that hard hit pad popping right there.
Loose to the outside, and the catch is made by the wide receiver. That is Charlie Bernstein, and he is a junior speedster and able to run out of bounds. It'll lead third down and 3 as he got 7 for number 7. Some Bernstein, Thomas, and Riley Sullivan with catches as far as wide receivers. Jet sweep, Blake Thomas cuts it up. And it's very close. It's right at the 40. It should be enough for a first down for Rockhurst. Thomas, all that speed at wide receiver, able to convert the third down and 3.
Yeah, Thomas just fell forward enough as they're marking that ball just on the front side of the 40. Able to get enough for a first down and give Rockhurst a little momentum behind this drive.
Go with a standard I formation. You rarely see this. Play action and a pass to the fullback. And we mentioned, Johnny, that this guy can catch the football. And he runs out after a nice gain. Bo Newberger, multi-dimensional player, but he is a very good pass-catching fullback.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, we've called Rockhurst games over the years, and I'm telling you, that fullback position, it's one of the most athletic guys on the team, and I'm sure there's a lot of pride in being that lead blocker, but they are very active in the passing game, especially when you got a guy that can catch the ball coming out of the backfield and pick up those yards after contact.
He got 8, second down and 2. Again, good play action by Luce. Wants the deep ball and has his man. Breaking free is Riley Sullivan inside the 20-yard line before Spiess, the free safety, wraps him up. Riley Sullivan has big play catches tonight for Rockhurst, and they're in the red zone, 1st and 10.
And watch Sullivan just go find this football. It's a little bit underthrown, but he's able to get in front of the defender. He knows he's going to take the hit. Holds onto that ball, almost breaks it for a touchdown. See the tackle there by Spies.
Well, that's his second explosive play tonight, going for 42. He had 40 earlier, and this is a hard charging run off the left side. Pierce Fisher. This guy is a warrior. They say a CMC-like running back. When I say CMC, if you follow the NFL or play fantasy football, you know that's Christian McCaffrey. That's who they kind of compare him to, as he's just a kind of a hard, chiseled kid that runs football very effectively for Rockhurst. And now they'll have it 2nd down and 1. Ball at the 9-yard line. Rockhurst looking to tie this ball game up early second half. Here's Fisher again. And he has the first down. It'll be 1st and goal now for Rockhurst out of the locker room. And their first drive of the 3rd quarter. Fisher got this started, Johnny, with that great kickoff return.
Well, you talked about him in the backfield, but he's got over 100 yards in return yards. He's a guy that's a do-it-all type of guy, but you know, Rockhurst, their first drive of the game, got inside the 10-yard line, not able to put points on the board. So look for them to stay a little bit more focused on this drive, as they know they need this touchdown to get back in the football game.
1st and goal from the 5. Fisher up the middle, pounding near the goal line. It'll be just inside the 1-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and goal, but great push by the offensive line up front. As Fisher able to get down close, but it'll be 2nd down and goal. But the guys up front, Mozina, Sullivan, Bowling, Manning, O'Farrell doing a great job. Now Rockhurst looking for the tying touchdown. Quarterback sneak with Loose, and I don't think he got there. Harrison Krause, the defensive end, kind of slid in there, grabbed the quarterback as he was kind of congested up, and just kind of threw him to the side. Krause playing for the injured Joey Goodnow.
Yeah, you see Loose just kind of get stood up, and they
32,
talking about
yeah.
Krause coming around that backside, able to pull Loose back. I don't think they're going to give him anything there, as they even lost half of a yard, but
yeah, they moved it back a little bit.
this is Bo Newberger time if you're Rockhurst.
Well, he's in an I formation as the fullback. Toss sweep. Pierce Fisher goes low, and he didn't get in. He is spotted about the half-yard line or 1 foot away, and it'll be 4th down. There's the signal for 4th down. The official holding up his fist. So Rockhurst.
Yeah, and he was quick to put up the 4th down signal, as you see there.
He's down. His knee is down. Yeah, it's not down. Well, 4th down inside the 1. Rockhurst down 7-0. 3rd quarter action. Fisher again, pounding the left side, and he didn't get in. What a defensive stand by the Saints as they deny Rockhurst at the doorstep.
Aquinas takes over on downs at the line. Tackle number 38, Drew Huenfeld.
Looked like Carroll was there. Huenfeld, let's take a look here as hard. Walker was the guy that kind of stuck his nose in there. Ham as well. And Fisher was stopped again inside the 1. Yeah, that was Walker, man. I tell you what, talk about
shooting the gap.
Yeah, that was the hard collision that stopped Fisher's progress. And we've seen Walker have a big game, and what a defensive stand. And now the Saints just go with quarterback sneak to give him some breathing room. And
quarterback sneak by LZ Slaughter.
Rockhurst saying the ball came out. Official signaling 2nd down, so it'll stay with St. Thomas Aquinas, talking with their new defensive coordinator, Steve Rampy, there on the sidelines.
Well, if there's an offense that
2nd and 8 at the 3.
can come out of this hole, it's the St. Thomas Aquinas offense. They're already going to run the ball, and you see them just tight to the line of scrimmage, so not a lot of negative plays for this offense.
2nd down and 8. Arndt. Again, showing why he is such a tough tackle. Ketting making the stop.
Big play here for this Rockhurst defense. They can get off the field, force St. Thomas Aquinas to punt from their own end zone here. We've seen Aquinas being able to pick up these third medium type situations.
Yeah, they can convert. As they'll give it off to Arndt. Not going to get it though, as he will be stopped at the 10-yard line. Be about a yard short. It'll be 4th down and 1. Ketting, Newberger, key linebackers in this game, making some stops here in the third quarter. And now 4th down and 1. Punting unit is coming on the field late.
Still got time on the play clock.
Yeah, play clock still with plenty of time for Baron Gavin.
In the punt, number 18, Baron Gavin.
But he's going to be punting out of his own end zone. And Fisher is your return man. High, short punt, fair catch called for at the 41. 31 yards, no return. Rockhurst the short field, as they'll take it at their own 41-yard line. But Johnny, the red zone has not been kind to Rockhurst tonight.
Yeah, 3 trips, 0 points. Got to give a lot of credit to that St. Thomas Aquinas defense. Got a knack for the football. And they pushed all the way against their own goal line, but able to make the defensive stand. Go back to this last drive for Rockhurst. First down inside the 5. See the QB sneak. This is the one where they thought they got in, but came up short in the last one.
Lewandowski with a running play to start this drive, and say hello to Crew Huenfeld. And boy, Crew's had a big game tonight for the Saints defensively.
You see Cash Lewandowski trying to get to the outside there, but good job by Crew holding his spot and able to make the play.
As far as their point system, he is probably their defensive MVP. 24 tackles, 1 sack, 13 hurries leads the team, and an interception as a defensive end. He is the leading point getter defensively. And 2nd down and long, loose, surveying, spins away from 1, and then is thrown down on a sack. As coming up and making the sack is Kalen Curtis, one of their junior defensive linemen. Defense is really stepping up in big moments. Kalen Curtis.
You see the pressure here by the Aquinas defensive line, and Charlie Luce not able to keep his eyes down the field. He's just trying to find anywhere to go, but see that relentless pressure. Finished off there by Curtis with the sack.
Now 3rd down and long. Luce near midfield, scrambling again, and again he is sacked. As coming up is Crew Huenfeld. Talked about those defensive point totals. It keeps going up, especially on this drive.
You see him on the edge again, just fighting all the way through. Got to give Aquinas defensive backs a lot of credit there, as Luce just did not have anybody to throw the ball to downfield.
Newberger in punt formation for Rockhurst. Callahan not going to be able to field this one as it's sent away from him and out on the Rockhurst sideline. They're going to spot this near the 10-yard line. 42 yards on the punt, no return as we check in with Bethany.
Thanks, guys. When I talked to Coach Dreiling this week, he's never very overly complimentary of his team, but one thing he was quick to point out was how good they've been in the red zone and at the goal line this season. He did mention that the one position that he'd like to see probably more of is out of his secondary. So, you know, for Rockhurst, I think when they get out in some open space, they've seen some success. Don't really want to see them at the goal line again. I think they need to spread it out a little more if I'm Rockhurst.
Well, again, backed up is St. Thomas Aquinas. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 10. And a nice play on a first down run, as that's Elsie Slaughter. And remember, he is not a small quarterback. This guy lists at 6'3", 6'4", over 200 pounds. And he's well put together, and he shows the strength here on this run.
Yeah, good job with the fake. 2/3 of the Rockhurst defense thought Cal Arndt had that.
There you go.
So 1st and 10 after the 11-yard run. And Slaughter again, just kind of pounding his way. And Johnny was taking a look at the sidelines for St. Thomas Aquinas. You spotted somebody there, a K-State Wildcat, I believe.
That was Kyan Payne over there on the sideline. So
2nd and 5 and 26.
See a lot of guys from both schools that are playing in the college rankings. Andrew Sprague's here from Michigan. They've got an off week, so it's always good to see those guys come back, and I know their former teammates love seeing them too.
2nd down and 5. Saints looking for another grinder's drive like we saw at the end of the 2nd quarter, and this time their quarterback is doing the damage. Across the 30, near the 33 for 7, and that's another first down run by Elsie Slaughter. Now, this is a guy that was the wingback last year, so he's very comfortable running the football.
Yeah, he knows what to do when the ball's in his hand. You see him right there, just staying patient, letting his blockers get out in front. We're already through the 3rd quarter.
End of 3 on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Low-scoring affair in this Catholic rivalry game. Saints lead it by a touchdown. The Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee, and Hy-Vee is proud to support Kansas City High School athletics. Ready for the start of the 4th quarter with the Saints scrimmaging 1st and 10 and leading by a touchdown, and on one of their classic drives right now. Just 3 or 4 yards, cloud of dust, grinding you down with their flex bone offense. As we take a look at your Hy-Vee scoring by quarters, not a lot of scoring tonight. Big defensive struggle with Rockhurst having problems in the red zone. Turnovers even at 1 apiece. The lone score, a 6-yard touchdown pass from Slaughter to Arndt.
Yeah, pretty clean football game for both sides. With the turnover first drive for Rockhurst, but other than that, not a lot of penalties as well. So both teams playing good fundamental football right now.
And Slaughter showing his power, and he's right near the first down stake. Saw him kind of just move his body there at the end of the run, and that was enough to get the first down.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of pushed the pile forward enough to pick up that first down. You talk about his size.
I'm telling you, folks, when you see him in person, he is big. I mean, he's not, you know, the flex bone quarterbacks we've seen usually aren't this big. This guy is 6'3", 6'4", nearly 200 pounds, all muscle. And the left-hander going to throw it. Pressure coming from behind. He'll take off. He sensed it. Nice pocket presence there by Elsie Slaughter. You think he's going to get lit up in his back. He takes off and runs for a nice gain, as he'll go for 9, as it was Moylan coming from the backside.
Yeah, and Moylan, he's thinking he's going to get in there and get a big hit, but Elsie Slaughter able to see the pressure coming and then just hits the speed burst button as he picks up big yards there on first down.
2nd down and 1 for the Saints. Near midfield. This is Arndt, the battering ram. And looks like He's going to be right near the first down marker. And that's another first down for the Saints. This is what they do. The fans grumbling. They didn't think he got the first down, but the officials have said new set of downs. You heard the home crowd right in front of the press box area here at Dasta Memorial and Severino Field. A lot of grumbling there. They didn't like the spot, but first and 10 Saints. Yes, here's Arndt. Piling off the right side. It's not artistic. It's not pretty.
It's just hard to. It's hard to stop. It's
It's
hard to get a negative play. And when you got guys like Cal Arndt, you got guys like Elsie Slaughter, just are going to pick up enough yards. You know, you can keep a drive alive, and you're just seeing it. They're just wearing down this Rockhurst defense. You see the subs coming in now.
Yeah, lost helmet, and that'll bring Jack Sprague into the game, number 65. You mentioned Andrew Sprague, little brother coming out there.
Got to mention Bo Sprague too.
Oh yeah, Bo
He'd
too.
be
Yeah,
upset if I did throw his name.
Sprague brothers. Yeah, great crew there. Now second down and 4. The Saints. This is another thing they do. Watch how Slaughter won't snap the ball until he gets down to single digits on the play clock as they manage the game. Here's Arndt to the edge. Rockhurst there, and the ball knocked out, but it goes well. It stayed in play. And it's covered up by the Saints as that's Callahan able to cover it up as Rockhurst went a ripping there and the ball came out. I thought it was going to go out of bounds, but
I think Cal Arndt thought it was going out of bounds
yeah.
as well. Let's see here at the end. Let's see if this ball hits out of bounds.
There's the ball knocked, and you think, oh, a player slapped it back in. Yeah, just a knockback in play by Rockhurst.
I think that was Jeb Cutting with the keeping that ball in bounds here. Yeah, with that left hand.
Nearly covered as running play is not going to get a first down, and a flag down as that was Conley, the junior, getting a tote. Yeah, we got a flag down, and
I think you're going to get a hold on the perimeter there.
Maybe a legal block in the back.
Holding.
Yep.
Offense. 10 yards from the previous spot. Remains third down.
Third down and long coming up. Is that the tight end? Bernard. Yeah, 84 is the tight end, Michael Bernard.
Trying to keep that inside leverage as the tight end. Hoping your running back cuts underneath of you, but he went outside. Tough block on that perimeter.
Bernard's mom had to bring his shoes. He forgot his game shoes. And here's Elsie Slaughter. Oh, man, taken down by his helmet. Hard on the play. That's Bernstein, I think. Yeah, went high there. Fans on the Saints side now grumbling. So both fan bases have had some things to say about the officiating in this game.
As we see Slaughter just getting up the sideline.
Bernstein goes high here, and well, he didn't grab face mask there. He just kind of grabbed him around his neck and brought him down. It's fourth down, though. Didn't get the first down. Punting unit out with Gavin. Rockhurst going to get it back. This one not a very deep punt. Rockhurst going to return it. And Fisher's doing a great job with the returns. As he's going to get 9 yards in the return after a 28-yard punt, and the fans giving Fisher some nice round of applause as he has done a good job returning the football on the kickoffs and the punts. And now Rockhurst 0 for 3 in the red zone. Still plenty of time, 7.5 to go in regulation.
Plenty of time, but you got to be smart with your clock management. As you know, if you give the ball back to Aquinas, they're going to take 3 to 4 minutes off the clock. So not saying this is a do or die, but got to try and get down the field here, put yourself in position to get some points on the board. As you know, this Aquinas offense can run a lot of time off the clock if they get the ball back.
Charlie loose in the offense, 1st and 10. Screen pass. They got it to their guy, Pham. And he works his way. Nice gain of some 8 yards. And Von Pham is 5'11", 205, and he's going to come off. He's shaken up.
And you see these Aquinas defensive linemen just pinning their ears back. Good play call there by Coach Donahoe to get that screen pass.
Bryant with the last stop. One of their super sophomores on defense. Now 2nd down and short. And the play action loose. Looked like he wanted to go short. Now we'll just kind of throw it in the dirt near his sideline. Incomplete. The receiver in the area was Blake Thomas. Looked like he had something set up there on a screen or something. You see him signaling to the coaching staff, hey, I was trying to go here, but then I had to go here.
Again, there's a lot of pressure, though, by that Aquinas defensive line. And as a quarterback, you know, if you're experiencing that throughout the game, start to get out of the pocket a lot sooner than what you want to. You do know this Rockhurst offensive passing game, there's a lot of throws on the run, but right there he just seemed like he wasn't comfortable trying to find somebody down the field.
Saw Kevin Sullivan check in as a tight end. They will run it with Fisher, and he is low bridge there, as that was Curtis, and still got enough. Fisher didn't need much, needed a couple there as
you see him
able to convert.
Yeah, he knifed his way through to that 1st down. It looked like he came up short, but as he was going down to the ground, able to get that ball extended past the yard marker.
Yeah, the Saints tried to go down low, but Fisher able to convert. So now with just over 6 left in regulation, fake the jet sweep, throw the screen pass to Newberger, and he is ripped down again. That's Bryant, the super sophomore, making the stop. Newberger, great skills as a receiver in the fullback position for the Rockhurst offense.
Again, just a simple pass and catch, but it's been effective tonight. And you know the sure hands of Bo Newberger. Able to pick up 5 yards there on 1st down.
Second down and 5. Saints able to shut down Fisher for a short pickup. Right there in the middle, Zion Thornton, the nose guard. Curtis there as well. The defensive line has really done a good job tonight. Seen Curtis get a sack. Zion, he is a super sophomore. They've got some young guys on this defense that show a lot of promise. And Bryant and Thornton. Thornton's 6'1", 283 sophomore. 3rd down and 4. Play action loose. Loose throwing on a roll and can't hit Thomas. Flag is down in the secondary. As Morrell had the coverage, did he have a jersey in his hand there? Fans on the Rockhurst side think so.
Pass interference. Defense. 15-yard penalty previous spot. Results in a 1st down.
Riley Sullivan on this route a couple times tonight. This time they go to Blake Thomas. You see here, just the hands on the back. Not a lot, but just enough to where the referee is going to throw the flag.
So Rockhurst will have it at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10. Big penalty against the Saints defense. Again, loose, goes low on the play action pass. Newberger can't catch it at his shins, and it's incomplete. 2nd down and 10. Ball placement not good by the quarterback, but Charlie Luce had a Saint right in his face. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah, I think that was Andrew Ham. Just came up from the middle linebacker position. Able to force Charlie Luce to throw that ball off his back foot a lot sooner than he wanted to. Bo Newberger was in the vicinity, but almost just getting rid of that ball to avoid the sack.
Pass to the outside, caught by Thomas, tripped up, and he'll be spotted at the 26-yard line. It'll be a gain of 7. Blake Thomas. Cahill able to trip him up. This guy a dangerous guy, according to the Saints defensive coaches. Now big down and distance, 3rd down and 3 with the clock running, approaching 4 minutes to play in regulation. Rockhurst trailing 7-0. Last year's game went to overtime. Rockhurst won 45-44 on a block PAT. Mitch Forbes named from the pass on this homecoming weekend. Here's Fisher. 2nd effort. May have got it on the 2nd effort. And it is a Rockhurst 1st down.
Gain of 3. That's good for Rockhurst High. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 23.
So now Rockhurst giving the Saints a little bit of their own medicine, a grinding drive, but we're getting closer and closer to the red zone, and that's been their Achilles heel tonight. 0 for 3, and big interception on their first drive of the game. As here's Fisher. Well, the guy scraping down there was not going to get credit for the tackle. Carroll was the guy that kind of went flying in, the big body, number 76. Watch the big guy here in action. Just got a piece of him, and that helped his teammates out. Huenfeld gets all the glory, but it's Carroll, the big body there, flying in, the athletic kid. It started as a freshman on the O-line. His brother's a wrestler at Northern Illinois. Second down and 10, Luce looks near side. There's Thomas, the big play wide receiver. Makes the first man miss. Taken down at the 17. As making the stop. Gunnar Greason. Secondary for the Saints. Now you got to manage the clock. As the clock is winding down, you have 3 timeouts, but now you're facing a 3rd down and 4. And there is a error on the defensive line as you see the sophomore jump into the neutral zone.
Encroachment. Defense, 5-yard penalty, results 1st down, Rockhurst.
That was the nose guard, and watch how they rush up to the line, and Thornton looking from behind there, number 56, and the sophomore makes a sophomore mistake.
Yeah, good hard count there by Charlie Luce. Heard that all the way up in the box, and it's usually what gets those guys to jump off sides is that loud cadence.
From the 12, 1st and 10, quarterback hit as he throws. Ball to the back of the end zone, cannot be caught. Oh my, Sullivan in a battle with Morrell, and Sullivan could not reel it in. The quarterback got lit up. I think Kraus was the guy that had the quarterback pressure, and Luce threw a very accurate ball there while he was getting his rib cage lit up.
Yeah, we've seen Riley Sullivan and LeDrew Morrell go at it all night, and again,
they've battled, yep. Right in the corner.
Great job there finding that football by Morrell, able to knock it out right there at the last second.
Second down and 10 from the 12-yard line. Motion by Thomas. They fake it to him. Go with a screen pass. And that is Newberger. Again, that's one of their bread and butter plays that they like to use a lot. And he goes down near, they're spotting him here at the 5-yard line. So now it'll be 3rd down and 3. Under 2 to play. Saw the Saints defense. They big defensive stop earlier in the ball game on a drive right inside the 1-yard line. Can they come up big here? Or can Rockhurst tie it? Toss sweep, Fisher on a cutback, and oh, he is taken down. That is Ham. The Mike linebacker shutting him down. 4th down. And now Rockhurst ball game rests on a 4th down and 2 play. Ball at the 4. This is it. And we'll probably get a timeout. Yep, Rockhurst will take a timeout to talk about it. As we're down to 1:23 to play in regulation.
Well, I think, you got to put the ball in the air here. Aquinas defense up front's just been so tough to run against, especially in short situations. We've seen the chemistry between Luce and Newberger. Aquinas is going to make sure that Newberger doesn't catch his ball, so got the Sullivan brothers out there.
Happy birthday, Paul Stokes, tonight. Giving us some good shots there from Severino Field in the end zone.
Partnership with A10 Varsity. Varsity football games will be broadcast and live streamed at a10varsity.com/webcast. The Quad Sports Bar and Grill, Kansas City, has proudly served Kansas City since
And also Joe Novacek, our producer tonight.
It's located perfectly in the heart of downtown at Broadway and 10th Street in Quality Hill. See you soon at the Quad.
So happy birthday. Earlier we saw the students marching down the hill in their Braveheart costumes, bagpipes wailing, the Hawklet cheering them on, the band playing. And well, this is your ball game, Johnny. 4th down and 2 from the 4. Seen the Saints defense step up big, but Rockhurst needing a big play here as now maybe too many guys on the field for the Saints. What an error out of a timeout by the Saints defensively. If that's in case the call.
Yeah, there's 12 out there.
12 guys on the field.
Illegal substitution defense, 12 in formation. It'll be half the distance to the goal. It results in a 1st down, Rockhurst.
And now the player running off is Kraus. And that's not going to make Coach Dreiling happy. All right, Johnny, you're the counter here. Count them. How many you got on the field?
You got 12 out there. I mean, that's the back judge's job is to count. He didn't hesitate to throw that flag.
So a couple of bad penalties on the Saints defense. 1st and goal. Here's Fisher, power into the end zone. And the officials have not signaled. They're running toward each other to meet at the goal line. And they do say touchdown. They don't signal. Rockhurst is reacting. Now they signal. All right, thanks, guys. They told the players. Rockhurst celebrated. It's 7-6 with the PAT pending.
Here's Fisher just pushing that pile, doing everything he can, able to get past that goal line. I thought maybe they would think about going for 2, but I think they're just going to go take the point and tie this ball game up.
Watch out, they've gone for 2 a lot. Yes. Now we'll get a timeout. This is a Saints special teams timeout. Now, Coach Donahoe had some kicking woes early, and he said we'd like to go for a lot of 2-point conversions. But it looks like they're going to send out Oliver Priestland wearing a new number tonight. Johnny said 95 in week 1, now 97, but he's a very good kicker. Let's take a look another angle here, and the officials ran together.
It was hard
They met.
to see.
The
Yeah.
kids could hear what they were saying. Fisher says, "I got in." The officials will talk about it for a few seconds there, and then Rockhurst overheard the call and started celebrating. And now here is Oliver Priestland to tie the ball game with 1:06 to go in regulation. And it's a low kick, but it's true. It is up and good. 7-7 ball game. Last year's game went to overtime. Well, we might have another overtime in the offing tonight here on homecoming night at Rockhurst. And well, that's a 15-play, 64-yard drive, but Johnny, the penalties. We had a encroachment penalty and a 12 men on the field penalty that just killed the Saints.
Both resulted in first down. So talked about Aquinas played a pretty clean game. Some penalties there on that last drive. Rockhurst ability to get in the end zone and tie this ball game up late in the fourth quarter.
Deep back will be Conley. He is waiting near the 25-yard line. And Priestland will kick it off. Does he squib it? Does he send a directional kick into a dead spot on the field?
I try and kick it deep. You don't want to give Aquinas any thought about trying to go down with the short field.
Kicks it into a spot on the right side. The return will get him out near the 34-yard line, but the offense is not a quick strike offense. It's a grinding offense. Do they have enough time, Johnny, and timeouts? 2. And there is their kicker, Michael Dorfler, a long of 29.
Yeah, you're going to need about 45 yards to get into field goal range. You know, it's not really your identity on offense to throw the ball, and you definitely don't want to throw an interception. Give Rockhurst an opportunity to win this game, so I expect Aquinas just to run this clock all the way down and get into overtime.
Pitch it out. Arndt around the edge. Arndt with a bit of space and a nice run, a first down run, and got out of bounds. So if you gash him with a play like this, hope is still alive for the Saints to get in field goal range.
Well, you typically go off your first play. If first play hits big, obviously you're in go mode. If it doesn't, you're just taking it to the end of the fourth quarter. But big pickup there, so
14 yards and a first down for the Saints.
2 timeouts for Aquinas.
And there's Slaughter up the middle and another chunk for a first down. And wow, the Saints getting big chunks running the football. Another first down as they're all the way down to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. Still 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Slaughter, the pitch to the edge. Conley not going to get there as he is written out of bounds, stopping the clock with 36 seconds to go.
I'd say the 20-yard line is probably your target field goal. You're trying to.
They lose 2 on that play after getting a couple of chunks. Again, still time, still timeouts, but again, this is not a big play offense. It's not a big passing offense, but maybe they can get it with their ground game. Flags down prior to the snap.
23's coming out of the stance, firing right before the ball. False start.
Penalties killing the
False start
Saints.
offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
That was Arndt. Said he moved out of his stance early.
I think he moved out of his stance early and then just went into motion to try and play it off, but the referee kind of was on to it. But talk about that penalty right there. And you still got 2 timeouts, but you're going to have a big chunk play here if you're going to give yourself any opportunity to attempt a game-winning field goal.
Do they dare throw the ball? 2nd down and 17. Nope, they'll run it with Arndt. And he'll get it to the 45, gain of 4. And the clock continues to wind. And Manning with the stop. They don't use the timeouts. 3rd and 13 now, Saints. They look content to go to overtime. Now Slaughter going to throw down the field. And the pass is caught. That is Yankovic going down low and makes the catch inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. He's not enough for a 1st down, though. He's a little bit short. And now it'll be 4th down. And they're still going to need yardage. 4th down and 1. Aquinas does finally take a timeout with 5 seconds.
About 15 seconds went off the clock in between plays, and then you put a ball in the air, so you still do have time to quick out. If you don't get out of bounds, you have the timeout, but it's going to have to be quick. It's 5 seconds left on the clock, and again, circling that 20-yard line is kind of that target yard line to get to for a field goal attempt.
Now, we mentioned Dorfler's long as 29. We don't know what he can kick in practice, so he might have more in his leg than that. That's what he's officially hit.
He's a rugby kid. He can kick.
So he can get it. All right, he's going to try it, Johnny. This will be 51 yards by the sophomore kicker, Dorfler, to win the ball game here for the Saints, but they're going to freeze him, though. The old ice job by Rockhurst. See, I don't want to sell him short by saying, oh, he's hitting from 29. Now, with the wind's not a factor, well, kicking off the left hash.
And the coaches next to me, the Rockhurst coaches, they want somebody back almost as a returner if he doesn't get it all the way there. See if they send somebody back there. But 51 yards,
that is a long kick.
Tough field goal.
Yeah. Next week, we head over to St. Thomas Aquinas for an EKL matchup with Blue Valley at Northwest. Coming off a stinging loss Thursday night to Blue Valley, so the Huskies will be an angry bunch as they take on the Saints. How did the Saints fare tonight here? Do they win it late? Do they go to overtime with Catholic rival Rockhurst? Again, Michael Dorfler is your kicker. Number 98 on the roster. Fans cheering him on. Here's the kick. It is blocked by Rockhurst. And the ball is active. That's Cash Lewandowski with it. Now, he is a very good player. You might want to get this guy down. And they will get him down. And we are going to overtime. That was Bernard. So, Johnny, when you kick it long, you got to kick it low and drive it, and Rockhurst able to get a hand on it and block the 51-yard attempt.
Yeah, we'll see who got their hands on it. See it right there up the middle. Hard to tell who got the hand on it. Maybe Jeb Ketting got it. Definitely. We wouldn't want this game to finish any other way than an overtime game.
Overtime last year, overtime this year. Rockhurst won 45-44 last year on a blocked PAT by Mitch Forbes. And now the teams will regroup, and we will have overtime here. Coach Dreiling saw his defense with a couple of costly penalties. He's been pretty happy overall with his defense, but We are going to overtime, and let's check in with Bethany.
The message from Coach Donahoe just now to his team was that the focus has to be incredibly great here in this overtime, and more importantly, the desire to win has to be so much better than those guys there on the other side. Now, I'm sure Coach Dreiling had a pretty inspirational message for his guys as well. I wasn't able to get on to both sidelines, but a pretty cool moment there from Coach Donahoe. He said that his team has worked their butts off to get here into this overtime position right now.
Hey, thanks, Bethany, on homecoming at Dasta Memorial Stadium, Severino Field. Braveheart is the costume. And the fans on the home side and the visiting side all fired up. Big crowd here tonight. One thing sticking in the back of those Saints' minds, they've never beaten Rockhurst. Not a big sample size since 1991. They're 0-11. Rockhurst beat them in overtime last year. Have overtime.
So each team gets an opportunity.
Yeah, everybody's going to get an opportunity from the 25-yard line.
Very similar to the college.
But they're going to go over it with everybody, so everybody is set on all the facts here. David Fast will let everybody know the rules of overtime. You look at Tom Cruz, former Ray Peck coach on the staff and also the athletic director of Rockhurst. Everybody get set for the coin toss to see who gets the ball first. It'll be a coin toss, decide if you want to play defense or offense. And that's what we're waiting for now. You know, guys, I got a golf tournament I got to get to at 7 a.m. Smithville is where I'm. So let's get the speed up here on this overtime. 7 a.m. check-in at Paradise Point tomorrow. 8:30 tee off. I want to hit some ball. I gotta hit some ball. I'm a little rusty
game. Okay, overtime rules. I have a coin toss. Winner of that gets to choose offense, defense, or the end of the field we play on, okay? You get one timeout per overtime period. Any questions on that? We'll start the 25-yard line for Missouri rules. We'll start the 25-yard line, okay? Perfect. You are the visiting team. Again, tails and heads. What's your call?
Tails.
Tails is the call. It is heads. You like to play defense. Which way do you want to go?
We'll go that way.
You go that way. Perfect. Turn this way. Rockhurst 1, elected defense. Aquinas will take the ball to 25. Head toward the scoreboard. Good luck, fellas.
When you win the coin toss in overtime, you want defense, Johnny, because you want to know what you have to do on your offensive possession. So Rockhurst says we'll play defense and try to stop the Saints from the 25. Start from the 25, Missouri rules. Here we go, overtime at Dasta Memorial Stadium.
And no team needs to panic. Kind of just get a fresh restart. A couple things you're reminding your guys: no stupid penalties, no negative plays. Just looking to put points on the board here if you're Aquinas. Put pressure on that Rockhurst defense.
At the 25.
Flex bone out. Slaughter the quarterback, Arndt the fullback. Conley at one wing. I believe Callahan is the right side wing. It's Conley going in motion. And this is Arndt on a cutback run, and Arndt, nice gain. 5 yards on a first down run. Arndt has the lone touchdown on a receiving score for the Saints of 6 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be stopped right there at the line of scrimmage, but talk about that cutback step and able to pick up 5 yards on first down.
Callahan in motion. Slaughter, quarterback keeper. Kenning able to bring him down about a yard short of the first down. It'll be third down.
carry on the tackle. Gain of 3, third down and 2 at the 17.
They move it back. Yeah, well, from the yard markers, it looks like 2. That's what the scoreboard is saying. So 3rd down and 2 as Art breaks free. Art into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. The right side opened up. Great job by the Saints offensive line. 2-touchdown night for number 23 for the Saints, Cal Arndt.
And you're going to see on the replay, Rockhurst brought a blitz up the middle, picked the wrong gap to shoot, and Cal Arndt almost goes untouched into the end zone for his 2nd time tonight. Big PAT here for Aquinas.
Dorfler had his last one blocked. That was from 51. This one high enough and good enough. It is up and good. So now Rockhurst will get their turn in overtime, knowing that they have to score a touchdown and get a PAT. They can go for 2, but Arndt, 22-yard burst, Johnny, and this side opened up. Great job by the offensive line, and this guy makes them pay again with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
As you go back and look at this touchdown run, you see the blitzer there not able to get into the backfield. Good job by that right side. Michael Bernard with the good block there. Cal Arndt, 2nd touchdown of the night, puts Aquinas up 7 points. So now Rockhurst has to answer the bell.
Yep, Rockhurst gets their chance from the 25. They have to score a touchdown and get a PAT, or they can go for 2. Play action loose, pass, caught by the fullback out of the backfield, Newberger. That's one of their staple plays. They've been using it all night and get a nice chunk as they're going to get it down. To spot this ball at the 17, so it's an 8-yard pickup and nothing fancy, just a little floater to the fullback out of the backfield. But Newberger is a big body guy, shows good hands. He's over 200 pounds. 2nd down, 2. Rockhurst in overtime, series number 1, and that's Fisher, and he is shut down. I think it was Ham, the Mike linebacker, just kind of gave up his body there and stopped Fisher. Check that. That was Walker. You got 45 and 48 as the linebackers. And Walker, we've seen him give up his body before.
He's had a heck of a game.
So now they actually lost the yard. It'll be 3rd down and 3. Toss it out, Fisher, cut back, and he is close. Rockhurst thinks he has it. I don't know. Cut back, it'll depend on the spot.
Yeah, they're going to mark him just a little bit short.
4th down. They spotted him short, and I hear grumbling on the homecoming side. That's the Rockhurst side. They don't like this spot here.
You're bringing in the big guy, Carroll, to kind of plug up this middle here. Rockhurst is going to talk about it.
You get 1 extra timeout. Rockhurst is going to use it in this first overtime, trailing 14-7, needing to convert 4th down and 1. We've seen the Saints stop them. There you see the penalty yardage tonight. That's not going to go over well. The 6 for 45 on the Aquinas side.
Yeah, the 2 big ones on that game-tying drive for Rockhurst.
We had a 12 men on the field, and then we had an encroachment as Rockhurst kind of ran up to the line and went hard count. And the sophomore nose guard went for it. So there you see it, Johnny. They've been playing since 1991. And last year was overtime. This year is overtime. Who gets it done? But Rockhurst is 11-0 against Aquinas. Let's see if the Saints, if they get the stop, the game is over here for the Saints.
Obviously, Bo Newberger, he's a guy that can pick up this yard. He can do it a couple of ways. put it on the ground. Seen him catch a lot of passes out of that backfield today. See what Rockhurst decides to come out and do on this 4th down play.
Out of the shotgun, loose, rolling, throwing, has his man, first down catch, and more dives to the end zone, and he is in for the touchdown. Big Bo does it again. That fullback pass, been in the arsenal all night. Saints not able to stop it, and they convert on a touchdown on 4th down and 1 to Bo Newberger. And now, do they go for 2? Now, this is the question.
They thought about it, but they're going to send out the kicking
Okay,
unit.
it'll be Priestland will be coming out to try to send it to a second overtime. 16 yards, low snap, trouble for Rockhurst. Now loose, gonna throw into the end zone for a 2-point conversion, intercepted by the Saints. Ball game over. The Saints make history as they beat Rockhurst for the first time, and it's a low snap that is a killer. And let the celebration begin for the visitors from Kansas, as once again, in overtime 1, the PAT is unsuccessful. And your final score will be 14-13 this time. And the Saints will celebrate here on State Line Road at Daston Memorial Stadium in Severino Field. Final score 14-13 in overtime for a second straight year. This time it's the Saints victorious on the road. Johnny, was it an official interception or a knockdown? I could not see. It was chaos.
Oh, he intercepted.
There was an interception.
Yeah.
Okay, officially an interception. It became a 2-point conversion try. And wow, that was quite a finish.
Yeah, I mean, they thought about going for 2, and then they put
they
the
did
kicker out there, and just in an unconventional way.
Yep. I did not see who got the interception for the Saints. And once again, it's chaotic. The snap is low. You got to make a decision as a holder. And they decided to throw in the end zone. The Saints got the interception. 2-point conversion is denied, and the Saints now get their first victory over Rockhurst in the series history dating back to 1991. Let's check in with Bethany.
Counting 2 touchdowns on the night, more importantly, the victory. Can you talk about the team win?
Yeah, it was great. O-line did a great job the whole game, and defense kept getting stops when we needed it, so they did a great job.
When you're in that overtime position, you guys need a score, especially to feel comfortable. What is Coach Dryling telling you?
Yeah, we knew it was coming into it was going to be a tough game, so we knew it could go into overtime, so we were ready.
First win for Aquinas in program history over Rockhurst. How has this team cemented some history tonight?
Yeah, we do a great job just working hard, and we're not done. This is only the 6th game of the year, so we're going to keep going.
Thank you. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
6-0 the record now for the Saints as Coach Dryling enjoys this victory at Rockhurst. Rockhurst falls for a second straight week. They're now 5-2 on the year. Hy-Vee postgame right after this. Well, a celebration on the road for the Saints of St. Thomas Aquinas. They stay undefeated, Johnny. They got their star player in the end zone twice. And tell you what, this was an exciting game. Went to overtime, a botched snap. Here's the Newberger catch. This feels like Rockhurst's best play of the night. Go to their fullback. He catches, he gets in and scores from 16. But here's the low snap, and it's Charlie Luce says, I'm going to have to take it. and throw it, and he throws it, and it's going to be intercepted there by Connor O'Donnell, the safety man. I mean, there you see Lou squatting down in pain as the ball game goes to the Saints. Their first ever win in their program's history against a huge Catholic rivalry in Rockhurst. Your final thoughts?
Yeah, big win for St. Thomas Aquinas. Go on the road, gets a top team on the Missouri side, and keeping their undefeated season alive. And if you're Rockhurst, got a lot of things that you can continue to work on, but at the same time, you got to be proud of your guys for making that fight to the fourth quarter and getting this game into overtime.
Special thanks to our school ADs, Ken Fox of Aquinas, Tom Cruz of Rockhurst. Thanks to the coaches, Coach Dreiling and Coach Donahoe. Our producer, Joe Novacek. For Johnny Beck, Bethany Bowman, our entire Spectrum News crew, Kevin White saying so long from Daston Memorial Stadium and Severino Field. Our final in one overtime. Again, 14-13, a one-point game, back-to-back years, as we say goodnight from 93rd and State Line in Kansas City. Have a great weekend.